Hi everyone, I hope you're good. So I thought I'd do a book flip through today. It's a book called Divine Your Dinner, and it's by Courtney McBroom and Melinda Lee Home. It says here at the top of the book, a cookbook for using tarot as your guide to magical meals. So the first two pages, it's not very clear on camera, but it says here, Bait Alaska, and it's got Knight of Swords, and then it's got King Crab Texas Roast, Eight of Swords, Southern Fried Hot Wings, Three of Swords, Banga Calder Gould, Five of Coins, and Black Sesame Butter Parker House Rolls, and that's the Death card. So it's got Lavender Celebrations Spritz, that's the Tower. Let's have a look at this book. So Divine Your Dinner. A cookbook for using tarot as your guide to magical meals. And it's published by Clarkson Potter Publishers. See that there in New York. This card, what does it look like to you? It could be the Two of Cups or the Lover's card, couldn't it? It doesn't say what it is. So it's got Tarot 101. So it's got the introduction here. And then it's got Divine Inspiration, Ways to Use This Book, Magical Ingredients Pantry, Equipment and Techniques. And then it's got the Minor Arcana, Swords, Wands, Cups and Coins. And then the Major Arcana, Spells, Acknowledgements and Index. Okay, so it gives you an introduction here. And it's got here Tarot 101. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of how this book can connect you with your innate magical self, making you the most sought-after Pollock guest in town, let's take a moment to make sure that we are all on the same page and with what tarot is, why it is so rad to use in cooking, and our strategy for creating the best possible recipe for each card. But first things, and it's got ye olden times. Tarot decks have been around since at least the mid-15th century, when wealthy families in southern Europe had fancy decks of cards hand-painted for fun and status. While these decks are originally made for card games, we now know them as a tool for divination, for gaining insight into situations through magical means. Tarot decks are made up of 78 cards, 56 of which are organised by suits similar to modern playing cards decks. These suited cards are collectively referred to as the Minor Arcana. The other 22 cards have no suits, but they do have formal names and numbers. These cards are called the Major Arcana. All decks conform to this structure. And when it's got here, there are many kinds of decks used for divination. Lenormand decks have their own specific structure, and there are many others that do not follow any particular structure. These are called oracle decks. Today's tarot. There is a growing movement of readers and mythics using tarot and divination for spiritual growth, personal empowerment, and even therapy. Instead of predicting a set of outcome, these readers open up possibilities by unveiling larger truths, hidden gems, and pitfalls in cosmic fields. This is Melinda's position on tarot and the one we take in this book. With this view in mind, here's a little breakdown of the cards and the roles they play. The Major Arcana. These cards represent big energies, the kind you maybe take a whole lifetime to have moved through or master. These cards tend to describe who we are and who we are inviting to become. You may recognize some of the changes here. The Magician, Death, the Moon, from their appearances in the folk tales of southern Europe that inspired these cards, and from myths and legends all over the world. Archetypes are like that. They tend to get around. The Minor Arcana. The Minor Arcana cards are divided into 4 suits: swords, wands, cups, and coins, each of which correspond to one of the 4 classical elements: air, fire, water, and earth, respectively. Each suit has a 10-number card, ace through to 10, and 4 court cards: page, knight, queen, and king. The names of the cards may vary between decks, but there are always 4. Each court card also gets their own elemental association, teaching us the suitable ways each element can manifest. Then it says here, whenever you see a familiar noun capitalized, you'll know it's referring to the alchemical element and not the standard noun. For example, fire refers to the magical element that inspires action and intuition, while fire refers to the thing that burns you. The tarot interpretations provided for you to divine your dinner are rooted in traditional, yet are updated to be relevant to modern life. As Melinda does in her readings, we invite you to view all the cards and archetypes as available and integral to everyone. All gender identities are expressed, all ages, all ethnicities, all abilities. We feel confident that as you make your way through these recipes, you will recognize part of yourself in each of the cards. So here it talks about the elements. Yeah, so swords is air, and it's got poultry. Wands are fire, and it's got meats. Cups are water, and it's got seafood foods. And coins are earth, which is veggie and grain. So I'm guessing that if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you'll probably prefer the coin diet. Then it talks about cooking from gut. Ways to use this book. If you want magical and you want to eat it, we're here to help. There are two ways into this book. The first is the traditional way. Look through the recipe title, see what sounds good to you, and go make it. The second way is choosing it by magic. This is a little more nuanced, so we'll spell it out for you. Draw a card. We think this one is the most fun, so it's up here at the top. You need a tarot deck. If you don't have one already, we highly suggest you pick one up. Shuffle the deck. Ask what energy will be most beneficial to you now. Keep shuffling until they feel done, or at least 3 times. Fan the cards out on the table. This is a very satisfying move to master. You'll feel like a witchy trooper. It's wonderful. Draw a card. Run your non-dominant hand a couple of inches above the fanned out cards. See if it feels pulled anywhere. Follow that pull. If you don't feel anything, just pick the one that's winking at you. Find your card recipe in this book and make it. And if you end up with something you're not in the mood for, take a peek at what magical ingredients it uses and check the index to find other recipes that use these ingredients, or be creative and use it as a starting point for your own experimentation. Let me try that now, actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find a tarot deck. So the deck that I was using today for my Instagram poll is this one. It's the New Chapter tarot. So what I like to do, I just like to shuffle the cards, and whatever one drops out is the one that I'm going to use. I don't like to fan cards, but I'm just going to shuffle. That's it. So the card that has dropped out, as you can see, is the 8 of Cups. So what I want to do, I want to see what recipe the 8 of Cups says. So according to this index, cups are seafood. So I do like seafood. So let's just see if I can find. So that's 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups, as you can see here, is king crab Texas toast rolls. I don't know this. I don't know if it's American, but I don't know this diet. So it says here, expanding empathy. The lessons of the heart you have been gathering over the years are adding up to guide you in your quest to understand the motivations of others. Now it's time to turn that understanding inwards, extending the same kindness to yourself that you give to others. Give up yourself the benefit of the doubt. Revisit past judgments with new empathies for yourself. You are collecting an upgraded box of emotional tools to carry with you into the next phase of your life. Make sure you are gathering these of the highest grade, fit for a king, even just like these crab legs, and with the crabs being the emblem for the most nourishing sign of the zodiac, this is truly a fitting symbolic feast. So it's got the magical ingredients are garlic, lemon, turmeric, and almonds. And then it talks about the king crab Texas toast, a love story, and it just gives you the ingredients and how to cook it. So that's interesting. So I chose that. I do actually like crabs, but I've never heard of this dish before. So let me see what it says. I am in the mood for it. So maybe this was right, the draw a card. Yeah, then it's got about choosing the Pacific card. So if you are familiar with the tarot and you know what energy you want to call in, by all means, pick up the phone. And pick up the phone, we mean go to the page in this book and make that recipe. So because I've been doing like a lot of veggie recipes, I'll probably look at the earth recipes. Cast a spell. Want some help putting together a truly magical meal? We've got you. You'll find a section of spells, recipes grouped together for their magical and culinary qualities. For 9 common type themes, example, creativity, empowerment, romantic love, and it tells you on page 175, etc., etc. And then browse ingredients. Lastly, you can simply check out the magical ingredients pantry on page 12. Look for some energy and sound that sounds good and consult the index to find the ingredients. So, I mean, it just gives you, then here you have like a magical ingredients pantry, and it names the ingredients in alphabetical order. So avocado, banana, bay leaves, so avocado is for passion, attraction, beauty, balancing of the heart. It kind of gives you the magical or divination qualities of it, which is quite good. So it's got all these ingredients here. So let me just see how far it goes. Then it talks about equipment and techniques. So for example, there's sheet pans, blender or food processor, box grater. It just tells you about the equipment that you need to make the meals. Then it's got here minor arcana, cooking by number and suit. Let me see what it says here. So it says here, in the tarot, the minor arcana gets into the detail of our daily lives. These cards give insight into the guidance on what motivates us, how we behave, and our attitudes on particular subjects and situations. They can show us where we are and invite us to take certain steps to get closer to where we'd like to be. Each suit has 10 numbered cards and 4 court cards. The numbered cards give us nonce visions of energy and elemental suits. Cut provide guidance on emotions, the realm of water. Swords are linked to intellect and communication, the realm of air. Wands center on creativity and instinct, the realm of fire. Coins represent our physical world, home, finance, the realm of earth. Numbers add a layer of symbolism onto each suit, from the pure power of the aces to the seasoned experience of the tens. These cards reflect their element energies in different ways. The court cards, page, knight, king, queens and king, have all 2 elemental energies at play. One of their suit and one of their title. They teach us how these energies look when they interact. As you explore the major arcana through tarot reading and our recipes, try and find examples from your own life that relate to the energies described. See if you can map out your life experiences according to these cards. When you start to move through life recognizing these energies as they come up, you'll be well on your way to being a fully fledged tarot reader. Then it says here, to achieve ultimate kitchen witch status, fire up your cauldron and get cozy with the recipes that follow. Each of the minor arcana recipes is led by elements and numbers described above. These dishes are full of magical ingredients, and you find foods grouped by type. So swords, air, focus on poultry; wands, fire, on meats; cups, water, focus on seafood; and coins, earth, on veggies. Desserts populate the stations of each suit royal family, the court cards. These recipes interpret tarot cards into food. Okay, so it's saying that the court cards are the desserts. So it talks about swords, intellect, communication, truth, and then it just gives you a meal for each of the tarot cards. So in each of the suits, which is really good. So maybe, like for example now, if I wanted to cook a meal and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to cook, or I wanted to experiment, I could just shuffle a card and try that recipe. And as she was saying with the court cards, they're puddings. So for example, the Knight of Cups is a citrus pudding cake. Yummy. So it does that for each of the suits in the minor arcana. The King of Coins, brown sugar baked brioche. Gorgeous. Okay, so the major arcana is centering magical ingredients. Each card of the major arcana represents a piece of the universal divine wisdom. For home cooks, tarot wisdom can be awakened through the use of magical ingredients. So we've honed in on some of our favourite based on Melinda's personal experience with ritual spell work. For the major arcana, we've paired one magical ingredient with each of the 22 cards. Some of these ingredients have been used for the purpose we described here for hundreds of years, while others are more contemporary interpretations chosen based on Melinda's work. The cards of the major arcana are what sets the tarot apart from other decks of cards. While each of the suits of the minor arcana is associated with the earthly elements of air, fire, water, and earth, the major arcana cards are associated with the fifth element of spirit. As you read through these recipes, some of these tarot archetypes will feel familiar: the Magician, the Moon, and some may seem a little more out there: Hierophant, Temperance. Rest assured, every card here represents the figure or idea that played a major role in the folklore in the medieval Europe and long before and beyond. These archetypes are an inherent part of our collective humanity. It's got here, we invite you to view these figures not as some faraway, long ago beings, but as part of yourself. While the minor arcana generally speaks of what we do, the major arcana speaks of who we are. When you invite the Emperor to lead the way, for example, you are asking for a boost in your leadership skills and your ability to plan and execute large projects. Then the sun shows up to shine in your life. Your perception will be sharpened and your eyes naturally trained to find areas of your life most ripe for growth. Each card, often seen as scary, have valuable wisdom to offer. We're here to help you drink it in, literally. With these recipes, which run the gamut from cocktail and side desserts, mains, and everything in between, we hope you open up the endless ways you can use these magical ingredients in cooking. To give you some signposts along the way, we've included the number of cards, the title and mantra to give you a little bit bite-sized guidance, the magical ingredients and the purpose it serves. We encourage you to explore, to improvise, to awaken the fall within you and step boldly and joyfully into the unknown. Okay, so this is the fall. That's the picture. And let me read you out the fall's recipe. Yeah, so the fall. Enjoy the moment, trust in the universe. Magical ingredients is bergamot. It lifts the mood and relieves tension. Trusting, curious and free from worry for the future or regret about the past. The fall teaches us the value of perseverance and radical acceptance. When you follow the fall, who you are, where you are, and what you are doing, and all in perfect alignment with your higher purpose. What may look like natives is actually high wisdom. To experience this with a clear mind requires moving away from stress and towards joy, and bergamot is here to help. The mood lifting and tension relieving properties of bergamot clear the way for deep appreciation of the present. Earl Grey tea carries essential magical ingredients, while honey and lemon bring additional calming and clarity for maximum fall ingredients. Additional magical ingredients are honey, lemon, orange, onion, and sea aluminums. So it gives you a bit about the fall and the property, then it tells you how to cook that. So I don't want to go through the whole book, but it does that for each of the major arcanas, which I think is really interesting. Okay, and then it talks about spells. Ready to earn your broomstick? You need to cast a spell, putting a variety of magical things together to influence a specific sphere of energy is the basic nature of a spell. We've got you started by putting together some menus from this book that work well together, both magically and as a meal. Once you get the hang of it, you can explore different combinations of recipes and ingredients to suit your needs. Manipulate the recipes as needed and feel free to round up any of these menus with a side dish, salads or wine to make them complete. So they have an abundance spell here, and a rose is a rose punch. That's the Empress, and it gives you the page. Tiger salad, loaded baked potato pot stickers, and veggie mafita. So I think it just gives you the number for each spell. So if we, yeah, that's what I think it does. So this is my first time too of reading this book, so which I think is good. Peace. Okay, and it gives you the acknowledgements. And look at that index. I love a good index. You know, it's double-sided, so you can go on both sides. And it was copyright 2021. And this one here is bone in cow parson steak, 2 of 1s. And it gives you some more meals. So, divine your dinner. I do hope you've enjoyed looking at this flip through, and I will leave a link in the description bar should anyone be interested. Thank you for watching. Bye.